I was looking this up. Christian reckons this is where a lot of his problems started. Was in 2019 they injected him with vitamin B12, but I think he had 3 or 4 injections of it. Just read what it says there. It says that it can seriously affect your life. It can damage, it can cause havoc with your body, causing nerve damage, heart palpitations, and a whole host of other unpleasant surprises. And don't even get me started on the risk of serving B12 toxicity. It's like opening a Pandora's box of health issues. Very, very sad indeed. But look at that, for something that you believe is good for you isn't very good for you, especially if you haven't dosed it properly. So what's your thoughts on that one then? For things that you think are good for you, when you don't, if you're not giving it in a correct dosage. So what it did to Christian was it gave him 2 heart attacks. He died twice, and they revived him twice. And then after that he got really bad pneumonia, and after that he's got cancer. He never had any of the Jabberwockers, but he did have those, and he reckoned that changed his life. It affected his nervous system, and so his legs have never been the same since he's taken this. But he died twice and they revived him. I don't really know what that does to a human or a body, to be honest. It's all very, very sad, and I love Christian. But anyway, I saw that today and thought I'd make a teeny video about it. You can sit there reading it if you want, because it does have good qualities, but I think because people get it in the wrong dosage, it's always bad. And it starts off with the bad side of it, and it's over there down the bottom. It talks about it's a tightrope walker, gradually navigating the fine line between benefit and harm. So obviously leaving it up to you. But Christian got 4 injections of it. You think they would know that this drug is dangerous, or this vitamin 12 is dangerous. But anyway, what's your thoughts to that? Hello everybody. Well, I was talking to Miriam yesterday. She's the lady that does astrology. We put a hangout out a few weeks ago. The hangout about the void of course. So there's a calendar which I'm trying to get together with her to buy. So in that video she's saying don't make decisions when the void of course is on, because nothing will work out how you want it to. Yeah, sort of thing. But anyway, we were talking and then she sent me these videos. I mean, that one is 10 hours long. By the way, thank you very much, Miriam, for that one. I've watched this one. How is Queen Elizabeth related to the other Europeans? It's not even just this video. Obviously, let's just go there. Not only is this little video I'm going to show you, so thank you very much to the channel that made that. They made it quite a few years ago. When I was making this video, I was understanding certain things. My world was changing about what I believed in more. And basically, well, I don't want to ruin it, but it's on this video, which we're going to play in a minute. So not only is the Queen related to all the royal families, she's also partly Romanov as well, because, well, anyway, we'll get to see the video. But just to explain, the Queen, Prince Philip was her cousin. So they're blood related. Maybe they were 2nd or 3rd cousins, I can't remember now, but they are related, they're cousins. So if she's related to him, and we'll see what he is, not only, well, just see how they are related. And not just that, Ellen DeGeneres, who did her, she has exactly the same lineage as the Queen. I mean, she has the same great-great-great-great-grandfather. She's related to nearly everybody by blood or by marriage. Brad Pitt, to John Wayne, to, you just name them. She's related. And, like, old 17, 16, whatever it is, kings, queens, all back there. So if she was classified as anything, she would have to be a princess, at least, if not queen. And that's just her. And when you've got Trump and Biden and all that, and Obama and all that, they're all related. They're all third or fourth cousins. Hillary is Trump's cousin. They're all related. But anyway, let's carry on with the video. There's a living descendant, and wait for it. Guess who was? Da-da! Look at that. Oh my God. Sorry, I've been waiting for that to come. Living descendant of the House of Romanov. So not only was he the Prince of Denmark, I asked what nationality he was earlier on. It just doesn't give it to you. I said they say that he's Greek and he's Danish prince, but it doesn't say his bloodline or anything. And then suddenly, there it is. Look at that. What does it mean? Was he really the king? I don't know. I don't quite believe it, but I thought, was he the king and the queen was the cover? I don't know. Well, something big is happening. I mean, Harry goes to Canada and leaving the royal family, haha, but goes to that dance thing where they're promoted the Lyris thing. So yeah, and everybody was singing, all the people that had taken it. So there you go. And the chief executive of Canada has gone, so she's next in line to the Queen. And now he's gone. Anyway, I'm just going to show that they're just all related one way or another. You know, like, I found out through Mercia and all that, is all these families fighting. That's really all it. Oh yeah, sorry, King Henry was Lancasters. They were all part of the Plantagenets after all. Maybe the Tudors weren't, but the House of Lancaster and the House of York were. And actually, they're part of the Plantagenets that were fighting. So this lot must be all part of the same sort of family fighting. But as said, Julian said, when they marry off people into, like, a Greek into an English, it does something legally and then they can do things. Don't ask me what, because it sounds most bizarre. I'm just all of it. But there you go. There is him being was a living descendant. And also, today in the news, I just saw a few minutes of the news, they were sort of going for him. And he's another living descendant of them. Another one, related a bit differently, but another Romanov. Like, that's Russian in our royal family. So the royal children, Prince Charles and that, is half Russian. To see if Putin was related to them. What it says there is that he is the great-grandson of the cousin of the last emperor, Nicholas II. He is the great-grandson of the cousin of the last related to them. I wanted to look up to see if Putin was related to them. What it says there is that he is the great-grandson of the cousin of the last emperor, Nicholas II. He is the great-grandson of the cousin of the last emperor, Nicholas II. There you go. So he is related to them. No member of the Romanov family ever thought we would come back. So he must be a Romanov then, because he's come back. As he's a Romanov. He was raised in Spain and France. Yes, well, there you go. But I also think it's quite, you know, we've got the Duke of Edinburgh related to the Romanovs. And we've got, I think also, Princess Margaret of Kent and Michael of Kent. They are related to them as well, obviously. They're all related. They're related to each other. Do you really think they're going to have great big wars? Anyway, they're related because they're in the same thing. The Roman thing. They're all part of it. Look what that says. Romanov. They're Romans. Look it up. There you go. They're not directly descended from the Roman Empire, but their family's name, the Romanovs. Let's look it up a bit more. Hang on. The Romanovs were the royal family in Russia from 1613. So that must be when one of those changes happened to 1917. They were not directly descended from the Roman Empire, but their family name Romanov was chosen by Tsar Michael I. The first Romanov Tsar is in honour of the Roman Empire. But I have did both call themselves Romans? Well, I found when I made a video, it said that they are related to the Romans.
Today I'm going to show you exactly how all the current kings and queens of Europe are related. I'll be using this family tree chart, which includes 5 kings, those of the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Norway, and Sweden, and 2 queens, those of the United Kingdom and Denmark.
Stupid me, obviously, when I rethink about that little last bit I said in the video when I said that he's got to be half Russian. What it is I just hadn't quite put it all together when you think about it. The Tsar of Russia and the Empress of Russia, they were cousins, and their grandmother was Victoria, Queen Victoria. So it wasn't that they're Russian. The Russians, well, the monarchy was English. Yes, but even being called the Tsar. Anyway, let's carry on with the video. The next bit's very interesting as well. It just shows that they're all related. Thank you very much to the gentleman who made this video, and they're all related.
Currently, there are 12 countries in Europe that are classified as monarchies. However, only 7 of those are kingdoms, meaning that their monarchs hold the rank of king or queen. These other 5 countries, all very small, have some other sort of monarch. Luxembourg has a Grand Duke, and Liechtenstein, Monaco, and Andorra all have princes. And yes, Vatican City is technically a monarchy. The monarch of Vatican City is the Pope, but keep in mind that the Pope is not actually a king. His exact title in English is simply that of sovereign.
Next, this is an executive order. Discharges your Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, and your Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, to begin a process that will hopefully result in the creation of an American Sovereign Wealth Fund.
It's a very exciting event. We're going to have a sovereign wealth fund, which we've never had. We have a lot of things that create wealth, and you're seeing that over the last 2 weeks. I think we've created more wealth. Other people have created de-wealth, the people, my predecessors. We're creating a lot of wealth.
So my point here is that the terms kingdom and monarchy do not always mean the same thing. All kingdoms are monarchies, but not all monarchies are kingdoms. And in this video, I'll only be looking at the 7 kingdoms of Europe. So the 2 monarchs who are most closely related are the Queen of Denmark and the King of Sweden. They are first cousins. You can see here that the Swedish king's father and the Danish queen's mother were brother and sister. For the rest of the video, I'm going to use Queen Elizabeth as the vantage point. The monarch that she is most closely related to is the King of Norway. They are second cousins. You can see here that the Queen's grandfather had a sister who married a king of Norway. So these 2 were brother and sister. These 2 were first cousins, and these 2 are second cousins. The next 2 that Queen Elizabeth is most closely related to are the monarchs of Denmark and Sweden. Both of them descend from Queen Victoria. That's through this connection here. That makes them both third cousins to Queen Elizabeth. The two queens have an additional connection though. The Danish queen descends from this former Danish king, but so does Queen Elizabeth because of this marriage here. So that takes care of this side. Now let's look at the other side. Philip VI of Spain and Queen Elizabeth are related because both of them descend from Queen Victoria. Let's look at the details. These two were brother and sister, meaning that these two were first cousins. That makes these two people second cousins. And it means that Queen Elizabeth and the former King of Spain, Juan Carlos I, are third cousins. The way to describe Juan Carlos's son, Philippe's relationship to Queen Elizabeth is to say that they are third cousins once removed. The connection between Queen Elizabeth and King Philippe of Belgium is more distant. They are fifth cousins. However, note that I've shown them in the same color. That's because they are technically members of the same royal house, the House of Saxe, Coburg, and Gotha. This was the house that Albert, the husband of Queen Victoria, belonged to. And house names are usually based on the male line, not the female line. So Prince Albert's paternal uncle became the first king of Belgium. During World War I, because they were fighting the Germans and wanted a less German-sounding name, the Belgians changed their name to the House of Belgium. And the British changed their name to the House of Windsor. But really, these two are still the same paternal house. Finally, we have the Dutch king. He's the monarch that is most distantly related to Queen Elizabeth. However, they are still fifth cousins once removed because both of them have a connection to the German House of Württemberg. In Queen Elizabeth's case, it's through her paternal grandmother, Mary of Teck. Now, note that Prince Charles, the future king of the United Kingdom, is shown in blue. That's because he technically belongs to the same house as the current king of Norway and the current queen of Denmark. That's because his father, Prince Philip, is a member of the former Greek royal family, which in turn is descended from the Danish royal family, as is the Norwegian royal family. But it's actually unlikely that Charles will ever use the name of this house. The British royals will probably just continue to call themselves Windsor. This chart is actually just a simplified version of some much larger charts that I sell as posters. I now have two versions of my European royal family tree poster, one focused on the west and the other focused on the north and east. You can find both of those products by heading over to my website, usefulcharts.com. And before I go, I want to shout out a YouTuber I started following recently named Lindsay Holiday. She currently has a series on the monarchs of Europe and has made several other monarchy-related videos as well. So if you want more information on the kings and queens I mentioned in this video, you'll want to check out her channel by clicking the link on the screen or in the description.